The autumn climbs are almost over, but there are those who are in such hurry because some climbers trying to become the fastest 800 summiter ever. Kristin Harila needs to finish Cho Oyu, then somehow enter Tibet to climb Shishapangma before November 3th, in order to break Nirmal Purja's 2019 record. So far, there is no news about Shishapangma opening to foreigners this season. China has been closed to international climbers since COVID, but things seem about to change. Mingmaji's Imagine Nepal has announced an expedition to Shishapangma next spring, with only 10 places available. And here is where Manaslu could enter the game. During this 800 race, Arila reached Manaslu through summit, while Purja only reached the first summit during his Project Possible year. He only did the complete Manaslu climb 2 years later. If Arila had to wait until next spring to enter Tibet, one could argue that no one really reached all 800 summits within the same year. Others who say that Purja's record is valid since until last year. It was common for almost everyone and all commercial groups to stop at the first summit on Manaslu. No doubt there will be passionate arguments on both sides. However, there will not be the fate if Arila and her team do manage to obtain a special permit this fall for Shishapangma, as Purja himself did. Other climbers on Cho Oyu may push later for the summit. Tseng of Taiwan is also in the base camp, but also said nothing about her plans. By the way, about Tseng, on October 3th, the 2022 Manaslu season apparently ended when all remaining teams called off their expedition because of bad weather and avalanche danger. 24 hours later, local officials announced that Tseng of Taiwan and the 3 Sherpa guides had summited for the mountain. Tseng, they said, used no supplementary oxygen. 2 weeks later, so many people around the world have expressed doubts about her claims, so that her crowdfunding has stopped accepting donations on her behalf. No climber except for those affiliated with the companies she hired has publicly stopped up for her. But why is dubbed her climb? The reason is not the summit itself. A part of the climb is unmistakable. Dolma shared a summit photo and a short video. What prompted the doubts was the remarkable time that she claimed for her ascent, 13 hours from base camp to the summit, in deep snow with a good part of the trail unpacked and ropes missing from the highest slopes. Tseng has now become the fastest female to summit Manaslu without supplementary oxygen, Dolma announced. In fact, that time would be tied for the fastest ascent ever on Manaslu with or without oxygen. François Cazzanelli set the previous Manaslu speed record in 2019. Cazzanelli also took 30 hours to ascend without oxygen. In 2014, climber and skier Andrei Bargiel needed 14 hours to summit Manaslu from base camp, also without oxygen. But both Cazzanelli and Bargiel are Eskimo racing champions, elite athletes and specialists in fast ascents. They are also expert climbers with a long history of not using supplementary oxygen. Tseng has never made a speed climb before, not in the Himalaya or anywhere else. Kristin Harila, Pasdava Sherpa and Dava Ju Sherpa, climbed in similar conditions on Manaslu on September 22nd, and needed 19 hours just to get from Camp 3 to the summit with bottled oxygen. Tseng covered that distance in 8 hours without oxygen. Tseng herself has not provided any details. It's natural to question achievements that are so remarkable that they seem at the very limits of human capability. Benjamin Vedrines recently achieved a mind-blowing time on Broad Peak, 7 hours and 28 minutes. His time was no fast that it also raises some questions. But Vedrines had witnesses and plausible explanations. He climbed with other very fast partners until the final reach. He also submitted his GPS track and gave plenty of detail in interviews. On October 3th and October 4th, 2022, conditions suggest that a rapid ascent on Manaslu would have been extremely unlikely. Tseng's Manaslu achievement is a big enough claim to require an explanation. We will see in the future if there will be any declarations. Thank you for watching.